Meccanica was started by my father and my mother in Turin, Italy in 1959. I've been running Meccanica by myself since my father's passing for about 15 years. I met Jerry on an off chance as a walk-in to my business. Very adamant environmentalist, convinced that electrification of vehicles 15 years ago was the future. I did not share that vision, and on several occasions ushered Jerry out of my shop so that I could get some work done. He kept coming back, and actually we became friends.
I go by and I drop in and visit with Henry and see what he was doing. And beautiful cars. I mean, they've been beautiful forever since 1959. Being an advocate for the environment and for technology and using technology to heal the planet, I said to him, Henry, we're going to do something here.
When he brought the concept of a single passenger, three-wheeled commuter electric vehicle to me as something that he was interested in pursuing and asked me what I thought it was brilliant.
If you look at the numbers, there's not a lot of competition in electric cars. There's still a bajillion gas cars being built. The electric car is like the internet, and a gas car is like a fax machine. Once you drive it, you get the difference.
We knew right away that if we were going to try to meet any kind of timeline, there was never a chance that we were going to be doing this on paper. This had to go from stylus sketch into a digital design immediately.
We weren't told that automotive firms have 200 engineers in a room and it takes them a year and a half to design a taillight. We just designed the whole car. This car had to hit the ground and actually function. It had to perform like we expected it to. Suspension had to perform, the drivetrain had to perform.
Rich was brought on a little bit later in the process to do finite element analysis, chassis design and development.
What we're looking at is a totally different way of thinking with these smaller companies and the way that they're approaching problems. And they have smaller budgets, but they have more nimble teams. And what they're looking at doing is getting tools which enable them to achieve engineering excellence on small budgets with small teams. And tools like NX, SimCenter allow them to do that.
So we have 75,000 of those cars coming out in the next 3 years, and more manufacturing people that we're reaching out to, top-level manufacturers. When I speak to a top-level manufacturer and I tell them what software we have our car fully designed and engineered on, it makes my life and their life a lot easier to deliver those cars to consumers.
So that manufacturing provider in China, Zhongshen, is also using NX as the primary tool for the design. So they will take our design, evolve it slightly for high volume production, and look at all the different moldability, formability requirements that they have for their mass volume production.
We're actually able to talk to our vendors. We're able to talk to our engineer in Michigan, and he's able to talk to Tammy here in our office, and we can talk everything from mechanical bits to electrical components to wiring diagrams and everything else.
With SimCenter, we have a direct parametric link back to the CAD data, all in the one GUI. So that means that we can analyze the design, work out, hey, can we move this? Can we reduce some mass here? Go back into the design, iterate it, 2 clicks, and we have our results updated.
These are things that were new to Meccanica before we started working with Maya and Siemens and pulling this in. But we brought in some fresh scrubbed young engineers in mechatronics, mechanical engineering, electric engineering. Tammy and the team have done a fantastic job of pulling in what they know, what Henry and I didn't know, what they said, oh, if we can get this software, this is going to be awesome. Faster to market, less chance of error, better value for the end buyer of the car. Maya and Siemens can provide us the tools to make your company great.
SimCenter helps a lot with certification, predicting what might go wrong, help us accelerate the process. If we have all the assemblies sent it out for testing and then come back with feedbacks that it failed, then that would be about 2-3 months if I do analysis on it. And it took me about a week or 2 weeks of setting it up, and that's way quicker, way faster, and save a lot of time and money. With Siemens and the 3D printer, we can design it, print it out right now. We can get it the next day, maybe 2 or 3 hours later, and then put it in the car, try out if it fits.
So we'll generate our parametric toolpaths here, which is another benefit to keeping everything inside of the one system. Have it fully parametrically linked into our CAM software, which is inside of NX as well, and then straight to our CNC machining center.
The engineers that we're using at Electra Meccanica are so inspired that we can sit around, come up with an idea, or even they're coming up with an idea, or Henry's come up with an idea, boom, it's ready to go. That's awesome. You're literally unleashing the potential of the human being to not just think of a solution that will work, but create it. And there's magic in there.